Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Pup. We're back with week 7 of the LPDL LiliPup Draft League. Today we are facing off against CJ and their Phoenix Litons. You might know them as the Phoenix Incineroars and a couple of other leagues. Glad to have them in this one. It's been a blast. This whole season's been great so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed the videos. We really need to win. We do to make the playoffs. But if we win this game and if we win it pretty well, then we should be like basically guaranteed. If we win out, we definitely are. Right now I'm at what, 3-3. So I mean, I just can't lose out. If I lose one, then it comes down to differential, which I don't want to have to do, but my diff is pretty solid anyway, so I will hopefully be okay if I win one, but I'm gonna really try to win both of these games. I'm looking at CJ's team here. They have a Rufflet as their Uber Pokemon, very scary with Hustle, and is like decently fast, especially when you put a Choice Scarf or when you have Sticky Webs, which they have with Sawaddle. So that's gonna be scary. They also have Sandshrew as their spinner, so I can't do webs versus them all the time. They have an Elekid who's just insanely fast and has great coverage, like Ice Punch for Toad School, and then I mean like Thunderbolt just destroys the rest of my team if I'm gonna be completely honest. But they also have stuff like Knockoff, Volt Switch, which will make it really annoying. They have a Terra Axew, which can Dragon Dance all over my team. And even if it doesn't want to do that, it has stuff like First Impression, so it can, you know, just act as a revenge killer throughout the game. They have a Buizel, who's also very fast and annoying for my Growlithe. I talked about Sawaddle with Sticky Webs, but it also is just like a fairly strong Pokemon. It's decent in the matchup to click bug moves into my team. They have a Litleo who has Moxie, so can be super scary. Is more of a special attacker naturally, but we'll see what they bring. Skrelp, who can set up like Toxic Spice, can be pretty annoying. My team doesn't love poison moves. I do have a Bronzor, but that's just about it. They have a Chingling, who's a great like screen setter, stuff like that, Wish Passer for a LiliPup. Not like the most important role, but you can see it a lot even on like ladder as a screen setter. And they have a Flabebe, who's their fairy type for the team, has some like Calm Mind shenanigans. I don't think it's too solid in this matchup, but it can be pretty decent in some others. So let's go over what I'm going to bring for this week. First off, we're going to start off with a Choice Scarf to Volbeat. I thought this was pretty nice just to, you know, have something that will always outspeed the Elekid unless they're Choice Scarf. It also should always outrun any Choice Scarf, you know, Axew or +1 Axew is what I mean. Choice Scarf Rufflet, Choice Scarf Litleo, or like Trailblaze boosted Litleo. We're never going to have to worry about any of that because we can always just come in and revenge. Maybe not the Litleo, but everything else we have super effective damage for. Well, not the Elekid, but they don't, I mean, they're not going to eat the hits. We're also Swarm this week, which means if they damage us a lot, then we're down into that range where our bug moves are going to do a lot more. So that's why we have U-Turn plus Lunge and the 2 Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. We also have an Eviolite Toad School this week. I can't really switch into the Elekid, but I can pivot through this guy. I can pivot on an electric move and then switch out to something like a Bronzor to get a free swap, or, you know, anything else on my team to take the Ice Punch and be in a decent position. You know, try to just pivot through that. But it's also nice in general. I shouldn't be one shot by Axew unless they're like Life Orb at +1. I mean, yeah, that's really the important part. It also can take on the Sandshrew decently well, which is really nice for this matchup because it is kind of annoying for my team to deal with. But we're Spore if we need to click it versus their team. The Elekid does have Vital Spirit, so I can't do it against that. But yeah, Sludge Bomb is here as well. Give us a way to hit the Flabebe and you know, hit everything on their team a little bit harder, maybe the Rufflet a little bit. But yeah, pretty solid Pokemon in general. Next up, we have a Pasho Berry Growlithe Hisui. I think that the Buizel is going to come, and I think it's very likely to be Aqua Jet. So I have this Pasho Berry, so I should be able to eat any one Aqua Jet from them. If I get a Flame Charge boost, I'm faster than their entire team, and Head Smash absolutely destroys them. They also just don't have switch-ins to Flare Blitz as well. They only have a few resists on the squad. But yeah, we should be able to potentially two-shot the Sandshrew, maybe not. Depending on if they're like super max HP, max defense, then it's a roll. Not in our favor, but if we get up, you know, any little bit of chip damage like a Fake Out from Meowth, then we should be okay with there. But we also have Rock Blast in case I see the Sawaddle and I want to lead it. Try to Rock Blast, get through a Focus Sash on that Pokemon, I can do so. We have a Focus Sash Dewpider of my own. I can choose to lead with it if I want, but I do see Dual Wing Beat Rufflet on their squad, so probably will not end up having that as my lead, but it's nice later in the game if I need to get up those Sticky Webs. It can be really nice, but also, you know, just to be able to live any one hit towards the end of the game I get a Trailblaze up and I'm pretty fast. I'm built with a decent amount of speed, so I might be able to outrun a couple things on their squad, even without those webs up with just the Trailblaze boost. So we'll see what happens with that one. But Liquidation and Leech Life just absolutely tear through their entire team. They do have the Skrelp, which is the only Pokemon that actually resists those. And then we have a Meowth with Fake Out, Feint, Knockoff, and U-Turn with the Life Orb Technician. I don't know how much you guys know about Feint. It's more common in doubles, but it's really great here on Meowth as a Technician move. 30 base power, always goes first and goes through Protect, which is really nice. It actually breaks the Protect. So we have double priority with Fake Out plus Feint. Is it 30? Yeah, it's 30 base power. But pretty solid moves. We also have Knockoff just in case we need to click it. I'm assuming we might see like a Terra. We can see Terra Ghost, but I'm more assuming we see Terra Dark on Axew. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. Just so I can't prankster it with Volbeat is what I expect. But if they do have Terra Ghost, I want to have a way to be able to hit it, and I can also knock off stuff like the Sandshrew to put my Growlithe in a much better position. Then we have a U-Turn, just a solid option in the game. And last but not least, we have an Eviolite Bronzor. The item doesn't show, but we're a Power Gem, Stealth Rock, Psychic, and Trick Room with Levitate, which means we should be able to eat any one hit from that Axew as long as we don't have Chip on us. So it just gives us another little way to switch in. We also, we can switch into the Sandshrew mostly since we have Levitate. We can switch into the Rufflet. They can be special with Heat Wave, which would be a little bit annoying. But Stealth Rocks are really hard for their team to deal with a lot of Pokemon weak to it, especially the Rufflet and Sawaddle, which I'm too worried about. But we also have Power Gem, which can hit those Pokemon. Psychic is great for the rest of the squad. And then Trick Room, if they do end up like Dragon Dancing, I can make sure that every Pokemon on my team will underspeed it. Or not everything, but I obviously have Scarf Volbeat, which is not going to underspeed it. But I can make sure that the majority of my team underspeeds it, so I have plenty of ways to get around that Pokemon. I'm not going to get beat by Axew in this game with multiple forms of priority, Choice Scarf, Focus Sash, and 2 Eviolite Pokemon that can eat any one hit. So I don't think I'm going to get beat by that in this game, but I think CJ can wear me down if they do choose to go for it. I'm banking on a more offensive game here, just go, go, go. And I think we should be pretty good in that regards. But yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out CJ as well. They make a lot of really great content, and there are a lot of leagues that I'm in going into the ICP pretty soon, and we are drafting for that together. But yeah, that's going to be about it for me. Let's get straight to the game. All right, we are here against CJ. They did bring a lot of stuff that I expected. You do see the Sawaddle, no Buizel, which is nice. I made the right call not bringing my Shellos. They have Terra Ghost on their Axew, which is super scary into my Meowth. That thing is actually a huge threat to my entire team. Yeah, I am very happy to have my fast Choice Scarfer on the squad, so I'm going to be able to outspeed +1 Axew. But it's still super scary. I can see them. Hazards aren't like super great to me. They might have a play like Rufflet or something that will be able to take on my Hazard Setter. I think Meowth is just a solid lead for me. If we see the Axew lead, we can just click Knockoff turn 1 on the potential Terra. Yeah, I think that's a decent play off the bat. I should always be able to... Man, Ghost is good in a Bronzor as well. I think that I should be able to live a hit with either Bronzor or my Toedscool. I definitely should have expected that Terra type, and maybe I did a little bit. We did bring Knock, so it's not like I went totally unprepared. I'm just a little bit worried, like +1 Axew. It knocks out Toedscool with Outrage some of the time, especially if they're like Lorb or something. And then my Bronzor, if they're Terra Ghost, I want to see it like a Terra Blast. Terra Blast also is like a 1 roll, so it should be okay. As they do lead with the Rufflet, which is what I expected to see, because I expect this thing to be dual wing beat. I think we can freely click Fake Out this turn if we want. They probably hard swap out, but I'm just gonna Fake Out here, get some damage on anything for free. We have the Life Orb HP number, so we only take 1 damage. Rufflet. Okay, this guy's a threat. We should do a good chunk though. Holy. Yeah, that is definitely enough to bring it into Feint range. which is really nice. This thing might be Choice Scarf. I could see it. So I'm just going to go for the feint here. Yes. We get that off, and we're just going to knock him out. So I'm assuming this guy was Choice Scarfed to try to outrun me, but we have the priority on a lock. Almost just dropped my controller. But when Axew comes out here, it's scary. All right. Axew comes out here, it's Terra Ghost. They cannot be Eviolite, so they're probably like loaded dice with Scale Shot or something. You know, so if they Terra Ghost, we have a chance to just straight up knock them out. And if they don't, we're still doing like 50% to it. And then, I mean, they can only ever get one DD up, is the play. They go Sparky here, so they're going to go to the Elekid. Now, this thing does outrun me, for sure. A T-Bolt super knocks me out. They might be like low kick or something like that. So I can feint, I can do whatever I want right now, or I can just straight up swap. Man, I really didn't need the Pasho. Looking at this. I don't know. What do I go to? Because they're going to have Ice Punch, right? It's just, they're going to have Ice Punch. I need to keep one of these guys alive and healthy to be able to take on a hit from Axew. I could go hard out to Volbeat, who never dies. I mean, get a nice Choice Scarf U-turn off. That might be my best idea. Getting myself closer to range of Swarm is actually not bad at all. So I think we're going to go out to Volbeat. Got to use its, you know, better defenses to my advantage here. As they're going to knock off my Choice Scarf. That is huge. And they do 8 damage. Knock off did 8. Looks like they're attack invested, probably. If they're... I think we should be able to live anything. Are they Fire Punch? I don't know if they get it. I'm just going to U-turn, though. I'm just going to U-turn out here. We are adamant. No Choice Scarf does make this tougher. I did not expect to see the knockoff come out there. I just thought T-Bolt made a lot of sense. Or even an Ice Punch prediction. As they're just going to Volt out here. Volt did 9. So I get to kind of scout out their set. I don't know. They were faster than me, so they're obviously like max speed. Maybe they can afford to just go Timid, I think. No, they can't. Or to not go Timid is what I was saying. But they can't. And now I'm in Swarm range, so that's actually going to do a good chunk to the Litleo. Yeah, I mean, that's actually very solid damage. Because what we're... I can't even see because my head is in the way. I'm at 6. So yeah, super in Swarm range. We did a ton. I can probably bring out the Growlithe here if I wanted. Just go for a Flame Charge or for something. This thing doesn't get Flash Fire, does it? No. And they shouldn't be able to touch me either. I'm just going to go out to it. I think that makes so much sense for me. They might bring the Sandshrew here, so maybe I just Head Smash or Flare Blitz into them. Flare Blitz would be a roll. You know what? Maybe I just Head Smash here. I want to get a lot of damage on that Sandshrew if possible. So I'm just going to go for it. We ball. Flame Charge into Flare Blitz probably would have knocked this guy out, but I'm playing it a little bit safe. Or, no. I wouldn't say this is safer. Because it's not guaranteed damage. Because it's 80% accurate, you know? But we will do a lot to anything. If they do decide to swap or do anything like that. They may just choose to sack it. Which would be okay. I would not hate that. Wishing that I had T-Wave in the back on Prankster instead of Swarm, but it's okay. I thought that, ooh, Wild Charge just comes out. That's fine. They do 10. Some recoil, and we do hit the Head Smash. Okay, so Growlithe picks up this KO. Easy peasy on the Litleo. But what I was going to say is I thought that maybe Terra Dark was going to come to stop my Prankster. Because that also hits the Bronzor. I guess Terra Ghost also makes a lot of sense if you're worried about Meowth, which they should be, because it kind of destroys them. If I just Flame Charge there, I would have been in a good spot. Maybe their Choice Scarf, though. so who knows. Either way, this worked out pretty well for me. They don't have a Pokemon that they can bring in for free. I mean, Elekid can probably come in. They see that I'm not Eviolited. They can probably go Elekid. They cannot go Sewaddle. Yeah, they go Elekid. And I just want to keep this guy alive, right? Elekid. Their T-Bolt does enough to knock me out for sure. I kind of want to pivot through. But if I give up damage, it puts me in a tough spot. I mean, I can pivot through this guy on a potential T-Bolt or Volt Switch, then predict the Ice Punch to come out. I think that's what I'm going to do. If they predict this and call it with an Ice Punch here, that's a great play by them. Ice Punch also just doesn't even knock me out from full. Maybe it does. It depends. They do T-Bolt here, though, which is great. And they're Vital Spirit, so I cannot do anything crazy. I think I'm just going to swap out into my Bronzor here. And I think oh, they're just going to double. So maybe their choice. I'm thinking that they might be choiced on that guy. As they go out to the Sewaddle, which is fine. I mean, not like the best scenario for me for sure, but not terrible. Power Gem should potentially be able to hit KO. I can set up my rocks, which are going to be nice for this game, although all the rock weak stuff is mostly gone by now. My team is incredibly slow after this. So I could just go hard back out into this guy, click Rapid Spin. You know what? I kind of like that idea. I don't want to let them get that Sticky Web up for free. And if they click Bug Move, oh well. You know, they're not doing a crazy amount to me as they lunge. Never mind, they are doing a crazy amount with a crit. And they're going to drop my attack. That's not too big of a deal. I can Sludge Bomb here. I feel like that's the play. We should outspeed them. And should be able to get off a lot of damage. Man. Lunge. Ooh. And they're what, Eviolite on that guy? Here's one of their Eviolite users. They're going to lunge me again. Which means that they, you know, they're totally fine to get up webs now, if possible. I think that I should be good to go out to my Growlithe and just click Flame Charge, though. I get that speed boost for free. I sacked off my Toedscool, which is not great. But I like this scenario a lot. I really do. If they go out to the one guy, the Sandshrew, I get to hit it really hard. Yeah, so no webs are going to go up. We're going to see Sandshrew come out next. And I can Flare Blitz it for, you know, potentially 60%. Depending on, you know, if they're super invested or not. I'm assuming they have to be Eviolite, right? I'm going to go out to Tuk Tuk, which is that Sandshrew. It's just worth it for me to get the damage at this point. I'm just going to hit this guy as hard as I can. I could also swap out to my Bronzor, which is a very solid, you know, opportunity to do that. But yeah, that 50% is more than enough to be worth it. As they Stealth Rock in my face, that's awesome. Obviously, my Volbeat is now dead. But this guy is now dead. So I just Flare Blitz again. It's so free. They can potentially have Scarf Elekid, which I think they probably do at this point in the game. Man, this is still scary. Sharp Tooth. So Axew comes out. So this is where it gets scary. They're Mold Breaker. All right. So Axew cannot be Eviolite. So I always knock them out with Head Smash here. I just have to hit it. I'm going to go for it. I just have to hit it. If I don't hit, then I probably just lose. since they're Mold Breaker. I mean, I don't know. Mold Breaker. Let me find this in the calcs. Mold Breaker versus my Bronzor. Their Stealth Rock's up. Stomping and Tantrum at +1 actually doesn't knock me out, which is great. That is great. So maybe it would have been better to Flare Blitz here, especially if they do Terra. I don't think they should Terra on this turn, though. Doesn't make that much sense. They could also just be Choice Scarf right here. And if they're Choice Scarf, that makes it tough for me as well. As they're not, we hit the Head Smash. This thing should die. Yes, it does. Let's go Growlithe. Putting in so much work. I think, like, if they're not Scarf Elekid, then we probably just take them out. I know they might be a Violite. Head Smash definitely takes them out. Do I risk it and go for Diff? I think so. I don't think they... I mean, they could beat me. But I Fake Out plus Feint. I think I just Head Smash. I just go for it. We'll Head Smash here. Obviously, Flare Blitz into Fake Out plus or Feint would just win me the game. But I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay even if I miss. I really just want Growlithe to get the kill, though. Is what I'm going for. Get that 5-0, hopefully. Ah. See? I should have just Flare Blitzed. As they're going to knock me off. We live. Oh. That's crazy. So now we just Head Smash one more time. And we hit this one. Do we knock him out? We do. Perfect. Growlithe pulls through. That's a great game. GG's to CJ. Make sure you go check them out. Their channel will be linked in the description along with all the other LPDL coaches. I think that should basically guarantee me in playoffs a huge win for me. I think I played it pretty well. Was definitely scary if I missed versus Axew though. Yeah, that could have been pretty bad. Some great stuff by them. And yeah, they still have a good chance to make the playoffs, so we might see them again in the future. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.